Hey guys, Demi here from Atlas Vibrations, and I am here with a collective update for you guys for this last week of August, because we're really feeling some shifts here, and I'm hoping this video is not going to be 15 minutes, but I always say that and it ends up being that way. But what I would like to kind of just give to you guys is there's a lot of activity going on, and I've been seeing videos about all the different planets that are in retrograde right now. I think we have about 7. It will continue to be 7 until about October, and then we have some other activity going on as well. So let's start off with this is the last week for the Venus retrograde. It goes direct, I believe, on the 3rd. Jupiter will then go into retrograde on the 4th. So you're seeing your themes around the Jupiter retrograde already, and this has been mostly so far all about finances. So there is more to it, but I will elaborate as we go in. So you guys are seeing the key lessons right now to the Venus retrograde. This is why you're essentially feeling a lot of uneasiness, why you're feeling also the true essential things that you have been learning over the past month to a month and a half with this Venus retrograde. If you guys aren't 100% sure what that is, I put a video out on it. It's in my feed and it's also on my YouTube, so feel free to watch that. But so you're seeing once again, the key lessons. So in regard to your finances, how you spend, your relationship aspects, what needs to essentially change. And so we have a post-shadow period at the end of almost every retrograde. That's about a week and a half, 2 weeks, depending, just depends. But so I hate to say it like all serious and masculine, but you're gonna be tested to see, did you learn your lesson at the end of this retrograde, especially with Venus, because we feel it very closely. Also with your finances, there are eclipses. We're going into eclipse season starting in September. So coming up to those eclipses, they are 2 weeks apart in October. We have a new, a solar eclipse, new moon essentially in Libra. And then 2 weeks later is the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus. So once again, finances, relationships. This is all about right now, finances and relationships. So with the other planets in retrograde, I believe Neptune is going through, is it Pisces or Taurus? I don't know. I'm not gonna, that's the only one I didn't look up because I'm essentially not really feeling that one as much. But it is true with the outer planets, we don't feel these retrogrades as much. But for me, I do feel a lot of the shifts, and I know when something's like off, when there's like different aspects going on. But let's talk about how with Jupiter, our finances, we may see slowing down in our finances. We may see money not coming in as much as it used to be, not having, I don't want to say any luck in our finances, but this is also not the time to be making set decisions because Mercury is in retrograde right now once again. So Mercury, Venus, what else? I'm like, Jupiter's about to go in, so, but still, we have Saturn's in retrograde, Uranus is in retrograde, so is Neptune, and so is Pluto. So there are only 2 planets as of right now today when I am filming, hopefully I will post this later, that are not in retrograde right now, but Jupiter will, Venus will come out. So the same amount of planets are still going to be in this shadow aspect on top of the full moon that we have on Wednesday, which I'll put in another video for that. And then another, I just lost my train of thought, sorry. But yes, so these are all of the things that you are feeling. And so I'll do more on the eclipses, but you're being really geared towards moving towards a path with the eclipses of where you are moving towards in your alignment. So this is not the time, like I said, to be making set decisions. You're having trouble coming to decisions, so just flow with it. It is a feminine energy, and something that I've learned about retrogrades over the past few days, where they give me downloads throughout the day. I'm realizing that when we are in a shadow energy or shadow period or a retrograde, Even in the seasons of winter and fall, these are definitely feminine energies, where your spring and your summer are going to be more masculine. So that means when we have a shadow period and direct, your shadow period is the feminine, the direct is the masculine. And so we cannot always be in these direct energies 24/7. So keep that in mind. We can't be in the masculine all the time. Everything has an opposite, a positive and a negative. So things are going to be positive at times, things are going to be negative at times. And so this is where we have to step in with the upliftment of Earth and the new Earth that is coming in, and the dimensional shift we've had over the past few years, to understand that everything is meant to be integrated. And we're learning that, I'm seeing with everything that we need to learn to integrate the feminine into our reality, instead of sitting in masculine energy all the time and separating it in that third dimensional frequency that we're used to, because that's what would happen. So with this, I'm going to do a small recap because I know it's a lot of information. I'll pull a card for us. But so once again, 7 planets in retrograde pretty much until October. Also, full moon coming up, super moon coming up on Wednesday. We have the eclipses coming up, so this is a high energy activity period. And once again, up until next week on the 3rd, pay attention to the key themes of this Venus retrograde that you were definitely feeling when it comes in regard to your lessons. Uranus went retrograde, I think, today. So once again in Taurus, and that's about finances. So review your finances, look at your money standpoints. I personally believe that the collective, this is falling apart for us about money, to really see how we view money. And so for me, all I can say is with the eclipse coming up in Taurus, because you're going to be feeling this, look where it is in your chart, in your houses, and mine is in my 8th house of death, transformation. This is about other people's monies, so debt, like those kinds of things. Yes, I'm coming to a cycle of completion about debt. Yes, I'm coming to aspects where about other people's money and seeing where I shouldn't be using other people's money, and that includes credit cards, because that's owned by the bank. So those kinds of things, allow those changes to happen. And for example, I'm seeing I need to live a more minimalistic society, and I'm letting go of pretty much the consumerism and the more. And this is also an aspect of the Jupiter retrograde as well, because Jupiter is all about expansion. So think about this. Taurus rules money and all those kinds of things. Libra rules is ruled by Venus, so money, the luxurious parts of life. And when we're in that shadow energy, it breaks it down. So look to those, I don't want to say negative things, but look to those shadow aspects where you're learning to grow and move in and move forward from, and seeing and releasing where they do not serve us. Spirit's advice to us right now is justice reversed. So a lot of you guys are seeing, I hate to say it, but I'm picking up on government, that the government is not particularly right about a lot of things that are going on, that you've been wronged by a lot of people, wronged by things that you've been duped, lied to. I'm even feeling frustration. And so it's time to make those changes. And I think the most important thing that I've been telling everybody is, everybody keeps saying to me, what are we going to do when all of this falls apart? Well, guess what? You're not going to really have a choice. And I say this is kind of my prediction and how I feel things are going to go. You're going to be not forced, because let's not say forced, we're trying to move in flow, to kind of work together once again into this Aquarian age as a team, as groups of people. So instead of going to the government and asking the government for help, you will go and turn to other people. And so, for example, there are already countries that actually do this. And those of you that don't live in the United States, at least here, I know that because one of my favorite bands is Thornhill, and they've talked about how if a friend is in need, they give somebody a job willingly, lovingly. So that goes for all consumerism as well. So we're not going to go back to the horse and buggy mindset. It's not just going to be as we think it is, and you're going to be asking your friends for support, your groups for support, the ones that align with you and work with you. So, hey, somebody in the garden may have extra cucumbers or something, or you may be getting your produce from other people and doing more of not a barter, but you may be seeing giving and receiving in that area when consumerism is falling. And this is why you're seeing a lot of it, because people are realizing that they don't have the money to spend as the prices go up in inflation. So it just depends on where you're at, where things are. And so realizing that things have been wronged and taking control of your life in which you can control, and realizing that there is enough to go around, realizing that, we can use second hand things, hand-me-downs, all of those things to help each other out and move into this Aquarian age. The best practical action for us to take right now definitely would be the Chariot reverse. It's time to start working on your dreams. It's time to, once again, sit down and revisit where it is that you truly want to go and where it is that the passion is. So this is Cancer energy. This is family. This is how we feel stable in our own energy. It's the 4th sign and about the mother. So this is, once again, a feminine energy that we need to sit down and review and look at our dreams and our goals. Now, I hate to say it like this, but this is the time to essentially build the businesses, do what you love to do, look to your groups and around other people to kind of work together with, and finding out what your true authentic, I don't want to say money code, but what it is that you want to spend your money on, what it is that you want to put your passions in, where it is that you're being driven to, because a lot of us are seeing change. It's essentially big change, and this energy is with us until pretty much the end of the year. Next year it's going to slow down a little bit, so this is the most massive upgrading that you're going to see within these last few years, since 2020. So I hope that this resonated with you guys. I hope that you can relate to it and all those kinds of things. Look out for the other videos that are coming in within the next week or so in regard to the full moon and all those kinds of fun things. So until next time, namaste.